recreate the scenery of old Saigon on old photos. Next to Francis Garnier Square, Opera House Square, now the City Theatre. In 1925, French architect Hébrard de Villeneuve was appointed to draw up plans for the Collège de Cochinchine in Cho Quan, Saigon. Pharmacie Principale Soliren, the first Western pharmacy in Saigon at the corner of Bonnard, now Leloy Street, and Katina, Tu Do, now Dong Khoi Street, opened in 1865. The owner was Lord Do, later mayor of Saigon, 1870. This place later became the Givril restaurant until now, photo taken from the theatre looking towards Thanh Market. This photo taken at the end of the 19th century records the beginning of Catinat Street. The location of the house on the left with a man leaning against the door is also number 1 Catinat Street, which will later be the Majestic Hotel. In a photo by photographer Ludovic Crespin, whose photo studio shop is at 136 Catinat Street, which is said to have been taken around the late 1910s and early 1920s, on the left of the photo are 2 money exchange shops of 3 Indians, which the French called Malabar. Number 1 Katina Street of Mr. Mugammadou Abdullah, 1909, Mr. Mugammadou Hussein, 1910, and number 1 bis of Mr. Mugammed Abdullah, 3. According to the Indochina Yearbook 1909-1910. On the opposite side is Café de la Rotonde, located at 2 Katina. On the right of the photo is Quai de Belgique, today's Ton Duc Tang Street, with 2 rows of trees on one side of the sidewalk. The photo was taken in 1901. At this time, Saigon still used oil lamps for lighting. House number 1, Catinat, was later demolished to build the Majestic Hotel.
I heard they are opening another location downtown soon.
Really? We should check it out next week.
Café de la Rotonde at night in a photo taken in 1920. The name Saigon Dai Luquan dates back to 1958. Dong Khoi in the past. Grand Hotel today. Located at 130 Catinat is the Café de la Terrace coffee shop and hotel, next to Francis Garnier Square, Opera House Square, now the City Theatre. True to its name meaning patio cafe, Café de la Terrace owns one of the most beautiful patios in the city, facing the open space in front of the Opera House, next to Francis Garnier Square, Opera House Square, now the City Theatre. Next to the famous hotel and Café de la Terrace, at 128 Katina, is Mrs. Worth's grocery store. In addition to selling goods, Mrs. Worth also produced and commercialized cartes postales from the late 19th century with old photos of Saigon, rare during that period until the early 20th century. Next to Francis Garnier Square, Opera House Square, now the City Theatre. In 1923, Saigon operated the first tram line. Before that, since 1881, Saigon people called tramways electric trains, even though they were actually trains running on oil and coal. Café de la Terrace in this photo has changed to L'Information d'Extrême Orient. Next to Francis Garnier Square, Opera House Square, now the City Theatre. Magazines Généraux Motet et Sille, 1908. Motet Department Store, corner of Rue Catina and Rue Turque. This postal card was produced by the Motet Company itself, next to Francis Garnier Square, Opera House Square, now the City Theatre. About 30 meters from Bachio Market is Le Van Douillet Mausoleum, often called Ong Bachio Mausoleum because of his taboo. Going to Ong Bachio Mausoleum on the first day of the year is a Tet cultural feature of many generations of Saigon. Gia Din, past and present, next to Francis Garnier Square, Opera House Square, now the City Theatre. Thanh Market is a large market in the middle of Saigon. This market was built by a French contractor named Brossard et Maupin, inaugurated in March 1914, next to Francis Garnier Square, Opera House Square, now the City Theatre. Ong Dem Citadel Gate looking straight from the current Le Douane, Ton Duc Tang intersection. From the gate looking in we can see the French military barracks behind, next to Francis Garnier Square, Opera House Square, now the City Theatre. Martin des Palières was the first station of the Southern Field Regiment, Régiment de Marche de Cochinchine, established in 1869 before. Now the intersection of Nguyen Thi Minh Khai, Din Tien Hoang, not yet to the current Hoa Lu Yard area, next to Francis Garnier Square, Opera House Square, now the City Theatre. The Governor's Palace of Cochinchina was built from 1870 to 1973. After completion, the palace was named Norodom after the King of Cambodia at that time. From 1887 to 1945, the Governor-General of Indochina used this palace as a residence and workplace, so the palace was called the Governor-General's Palace, now renamed the Reunification Hall, next to Francis Garnier Square, Opera House Square, now the City Theatre. Notre Dame Cathedral, also known as Saigon Cathedral, a large architectural work in Paris Commune Square, the city centre, was built in 1863-1865. Later, 2 more spires were added, as they are today. Next to Francis Garnier Square, Opera House Square, now the City Theatre. The Municipal Theatre was built between 1898 and 1900 with French-style architecture, next to Francis Garnier Square, Opera House Square, now the City Theatre. The Maritime Patrol Service, because after 1865, when the Thungu flagpole was built, there were flags hanging to help ships enter and exit the port conveniently. However, the name Ben Ha Rong is still the most popular name, next to Francis Garnier Square, Opera House Square, now the City Theatre. Din Sa Tai was built 1898-1909, then changed to City Hall, currently the headquarters of the Ho Chi Minh City People's Committee, next to Francis Garnier Square, Opera House Square, now the City Theatre. On November 11, 1860, the Saigon Wire Department v. Saigon Post Office was established. Today, the city post office is always an attractive destination for domestic and foreign tourists. End of part 1. See you again in part 2. Please subscribe to the channel and give us a like. Thank you and see you again, next to Francis Garnier Square, Opera House Square, now the City Theatre.